Good morning and welcome to another adventure with Walking with Dog on the next ridge. Today I'm over in Dorchester, or the outskirts of Dorchester, might I say, where I've got a lot of miles to cover, but there are so many magical, fantastic things to see today, and I'm really looking forward to this one. The weather doesn't look that great, but as long as it doesn't absolutely chuck it down, it should be a good one. So let's get cracking. Welcome to the Blackdown Stone Circle. Now I know it looks 1,000 years old and wouldn't look out of place in an Indiana Jones movie, but it's actually a modern piece of contemporary art. It was designed by the architect Amanda Moore, and she completed it in 2018. So forget rough prehistoric monoliths. Moore used traditional dry stone walling to craft 5 epic pillars, or totems, as they are better known. And she used local forest marble. And they all circle this one centerpiece, slightly vandalized, and this is made out of Portland stone from Portland. Now, this isn't just some kind of piece of artwork with no meaning. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. This is actually an astronomical cheat code, it's called. Now, if you're not familiar with the term, each of these aligns with something. So this one looks dead north. So during the summer, winter solstices, each one of the separate 4 will catch sundowns and sunsets during summer and during winter if you look directly through one of the holes. And you can tell the time by this. And the time now is 6:30 in the morning, and you're all still in bed. And I'm out here doing this. Got a lot to cover. I really do have a lot to cover. So let's get going. Say hello to Hardy's Monument. Now I don't mean, oh, it is windy. Did you fall over? Be more careful up here. Okay, so we're going to bring this one in close because it's just so windy out here. Boy, like I said, Hardy's Monument. Oh, so windy. So this isn't for Thomas Hardy, the dreary, drab, depressing Dorset poet. That's a tongue twister. Nope, this is for Thomas Hardy, or should I say Admiral Sir Thomas Hardy, who was with Nelson when he died at the Battle of Trafalgar. And there was a famous quote in Time saying, "Kiss me, Hardy," which is what Nelson had said to Hardy as he lay dying. And it wasn't meant in like a, you know, a sexual way. No, it was more, you know, like a bro thing. You know, they'd been in countless battles and skirmishes together over the years and survived so many of them, unfortunately, until the one which took his life. So he famously said to him, "Kiss me, Hardy." Hardy kissed him on the cheek, stood up, leaned in to kiss him again on the forehead, and then Nelson said to him, "Who is that?" To which he replied, "It is I, Hardy." And then the last dying words of Nelson were, "God bless you, Hardy," then died. Yeah, wow. So this is a memorial to him. And it's built, if you look at it, in the shape, oh, it's still windy out here, in the shape of an upside down spyglass, a nautical spyglass. And apparently it was built like here so you could see it at least 70 miles into the channel. And it was a waymarker for ships. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I think. As things go, pretty damn cool. With a very sad but famous story behind it. It is really raining over there. Right, we're gonna get moving because have to hit the next one. That's where we're going next. It doesn't look much from here, but it's got a great tail to it. Oh, it's 6:30 in the morning. I don't know why I'm whispering. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm in the middle of flipping nowhere, and I can hear someone shouting their head off in those woods. Because that's not weird, is it? So welcome to Smitten Corner. Now don't be fooled by its name. It's nothing to do with starstruck lovers meeting under the moonlight. No. It's more violent and pretty shitty weather. That's what it's all about. Because the word smitten is Old English. And it means to hit and to hit hard. So basically like an anvil. You know, a hammer and an anvil. So during the winter period and the weather's really, really shitty, it's like getting hit in the face with a hammer. So that's why it's called Smitten Corner. Nothing to do with lovers. Although I'm pretty lucky this morning because I'm quite low into it, but you can get high up and it'll be quite, okay. Let's move. So as we're just about to leave Smitten Corner, don't really think we can see them from here. But over there in those fields, or along these fields, are 3 Bronze Age burial chambers. Might get to see them, might not, depends what the what the view is like, but that's where we're going to walk past next, and then we're going to crack on. I think it's Martinstown I'm going to next, which is, I think it's about 8 kilometers away. So I'll just get my head down, get marching, get on with it. So, but in the meantime, we'll go and see if we can find these burial chambers, because there is going to be a massive section that I'm going to see. It's called the Dead City. Oh, that's an awesome name. But I'll talk about that more after I've done everything else. But that is one I really do want to go and see. Okay. I can multitask. Didn't like the sound of that. Hey up! We know what they are, don't we? Let's get in here. Let's get amongst the thick of it. So these, I'll do it that way. I don't know if we can get them. They're definitely up there. Or burial barrows, Bronze Age ones, not Iron Age. So these are the first burial chambers, Bronze Age burial chambers on this route. Now this route does have a section which is, check this out, 17 miles long of burial chambers. It's a spinal ridge, and it's like an original mapping system for them back in those days. But they weren't just placed anywhere, they were all specifically placed in a certain way. And there was a hierarchy of it as well. So those furthest away from the end point, where families of nobility, and well, you say nobility, but in those days, certain levels of society. So the bigger people in their family were in them. And the closer you got, were your elite warriors, your absolute killing machines. They were in them. And then towards the end, where the chieftains, the final bosses, El Jefes, my name's Jeff, they were there. And as I say, it's 17 miles, but we're only going to cover about 3.5 miles of it today. But I would like to do the whole 17 miles. Now that's planted in my head, I probably will do that one day. Because there are over 400 burial chambers, 400 specifically placed burial markers. And if you don't know they're here, it's just a lump in the ground. But they're not to me. I know exactly what they are. Dead dudes. Dead dudes. Look at that view there. Look at that view. Hey, sort your camera out, Michael. Okie dokie. Well, that one's fenced off, so that's protected. It's probably been excavated, and there are things in it still, obviously bodies, but other items. Because in the 1800s, no TV, no that there internet. High society and the landowners from this area. So, oh dear. Rudely awakened by me. Do apologise, Mr. Deer. Yes, so 1800s. They used to have high society dig parties. Yeah, you heard me right. Dig parties. For all you filthy minded people. And they all used to get together, drink a shitload of gin, grab the tools, and basically, oh look, tracker, 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 oh tracker. Early morning tisms are out. Yeah, so you get absolutely leathered on gin, grab all the tools, and just rip into them and see what they could find. And they'd nick everything. Some would give it to museums, others would just keep it because high society are a bunch of stealing bastards. And that's what they do. So, what's better than one tracker? Two trackers! Oh, tracker! Take the next right. Off we go. So this is part of the Spanduk Ridge line that I was on about earlier. Obviously I'm not on it at the moment, I'm off it because I'm going to a place called Martinstown. But zoom you in. See them? That's what I was on about. 17 miles of that. Right, I'm going to go and look at Britain's first ever drive-through sheep wash in Martinstown. Intrigued, aren't you? I know I am. We're getting close to a place called Martinstown. It is early, but I am hoping they have a village shop and it's open because my camel pack has decided to burst a leak, and because I carry it on my back, my Lucasade is now down my butt crack and it's not making for a great comfortable walking experience. And talking of uncomfortable walking experiences, there seems to be a problem with one of my boots as well. Like, they're coming to the end of its life and it's starting to lose the comfortability. So I'm 5k in with a Lucasade butt crack and a problematic boot. It's never a dull moment when you're hiking. So as I say, we're into a place called Winterbourne St Martin, called Martinstown, and I'm on the hunt for a drive-through sheep dip. St Martin's Church with a quite weird history. Yes, I'm going to turn, honestly, no awareness, and then hopefully try and find a shop and get some water. Otherwise it's going to make for a very challenging day. Okay. That's called the Winterbourne River. And as soon as this car passes, I should tell you about it. Right, car's gone. Normal service resumed. The Winterbourne River runs through several villages, all with the title of Winterbourne in it. And it's not a permanent river, it only runs through certain months of the year. Like during the summer period, gone. It's just a chalk maze through each of these little villages. During May apparently is this busy period, and that's when they used to bring all the sheep down and use this drive-through sheep washing place that I'm going to in this village to have a look at. They don't use it anymore, but it is quite famous, so I want to go and see it, so let's go and see it. Look, people. Oh no. People don't like people. Oh, you are being watched. Which is good. Stop nicking other people's gear. Yeah, thieving bastards. Oh, this is cool. Love stuff like this. Huh. Wow. So this is Sheep Wash Pool, where up into the 1960s it was used for the washing of all the local sheep. And what they'd do is they'd bring the sheep in, and they'd bring them in here and hold them in that pen with like a little holding area here. So they'd hold them, all the water would come through, they'd wash the sheep. Oh, bird shit on my hand. Gross. All part of nature, I guess. God, bet it. Birds. Fucking birds. So, yeah, they would wash the sheep here. All the water would come from there. And then they could prep them and have their wool sheared. And this was every day in May, prior to the sheep shearing season. And it's a grade 2 listed building, so it is protected. We've reached turn up lane. So yeah, cool. And I'm going to wash my hand. So that was the sheep wash pool. Got a clean hand, thanks to the sheep wash pool, because I put my hand in it. And then now we're going to go and have a look at the village church, St. Martin's Church. Well, it was lovely to meet you. I hope your service goes well. Thank you. Bye. What a wonderful church, and what a wonderful vicar. I turned the camera off while we were chatting, but yeah, very nice. But she wasn't aware of the 2 stories behind this place. In the chancel here, the wall droops, it almost bows, and it's a homage to Christ on the cross. It's supposed to signify him where his head tilted, as he said, it is accomplished, or it is finished, or it is done, you know, the last words of Christ. So that's what that's supposed to symbolize, and she didn't know that. And also the church tower, in the 1800s they had a massive debt and they couldn't afford to pay it, so they sold off its biggest asset, which was the church bells. And after the Second World War, they managed to have enough finances to buy them back. So it was silent for over 100 years. And then after the Second World War, and they had money, they brought the church bells back and let it ring out again. And they were dedicated to the men and women who lost their lives during the Second World War. Unfortunately, again, she didn't know that. So yeah, it was nice to teach somebody something. So that's Martinstown done with. There is no village shop, so I am shit out of so I'm swearing in the churchyard. So, yep, on with the next one, which is Clandon Barrow.
Holy shit!
Now, if I'm not mistaken, which I very rarely am, behind me is the Clandon Barrow. That thing there. And that's next on the destination. So let's get up all the way around here. I'm going to have a look at it. So we've just left the village, and in leaving the village, we're leaving behind the 1800s, and we're going back in time, back to the Neolithical age, up onto Clandon Barrow. Yeah. Morning. You well?
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Nice to be nice. Okay. So we just need to find a way into it now. I'm hoping there is. I don't know if I'm meant to be in this bit, but I'm in it. So I'm going to get over to the Clandon Barrow, and hopefully I'll be okay over there. So there we have the Clandon Barrow. Pretty impressive. But what's more impressive about it is what they discovered when they excavated it. And I shall tell you that as we walk away. So when I mentioned earlier to you about the 1800s, how they had this fascination of just drinking a ton of gin and digging these places up. Well, this one was actually dug by a professional archaeologist, so we will let them off. But what he found inside was absolutely mesmerizing. They found what is called the Clandon lozenge hoard, which consists of, there was a bronze drinking vessel, like a cup. There was the top, well, the handle of a dagger with two huge gold stones in, and then the piece de la resistance, this thing here. Have a look at that. Now that is called the Clandon gold lozenge. And it's very, very unique. Very, very recently, professionals at university looked at this one and they studied it, and then he studied another one found near Stonehenge in a place called Bushbarrow. They also found a lozenge. Now both of them were created using very precise old school math. The craftsman who made the Clandon one used a design based entirely on a 10-sided decagon. Now the one they found near Stonehenge was crafted in the same way that it was almost impossible for it not to be made by the same person. But they didn't use a decagon, they used a six-sided hexagon layout. But they were both, apart from the number of sides, designed exactly the same, but so far apart. Pretty cool, that, I think. And if you consider these barrows are over 4,000 years old, to make two items so precise that, and then obviously with the tools they had in them days, it would take a geometrical wizard to nail these. So, fair play to the person who made them. Hats off to you, sir. And a hat back on because the sweat's getting cold. Way. So that's the Clarendon Barrow done. I'm going to find a place to shelter and have some breakfast because I've been on the go for 2.5 hours. And I'm a little bit peckish. And then we'll finish that, get moving again, and we'll head up to the main reason that we're here. The Maiden Hill Castle. And you know what that is. Roman temple. Right, food's calling me. And if you think that behind me is just a hill, you need to think again. Because this is Maiden Hill Iron Age Castle. And it's the largest hill fort castle in Europe. It's the size of 50 full football pitches. Let's go and have a look at it. These are all the outer ramparts. So these are the defences. And it's so heavily, I mean, look at this. Let's walk down it and then look up. Just so you can get a sense of just how big these are. Hey, ay, ay. Yeah. Now these ramparts are defensive. Okay, so basically 4,000 years ago, it was constantly getting attacked. This hill fort was, and the locals kind of had enough, as you would, really. So they dug all these. Bearing in mind, it's the size of 50 football pitches, as I've just mentioned. Now they didn't have diggers, excavation machines, JCBs, nothing like that. All they had was deer antlers and ox's shoulder blades as diggers and trowels and shovels. That's all they used to get all this made. Absolutely unbelievable. But I tell you what, it was pretty impregnable, but it did get beaten, unfortunately, and the whole entire place was sacked by the Romans. no doubt. Those pesky Romans. Eh? And we'll come to them in a bit. But do you fancy climbing this one with me? Seeing just how horrific it is. Things I do for you lot. Here we go. Oh. Yikes. Oh, I tell you what, it's just struggling actually. Yep, so if you think how many of these they put in place, and you got all your kit on, all your, what were they called? Daggers, swords, shields, all that kind of stuff. And you got to get up all these, and then you got people at the top pelting you with arrows and slingshots, stones, pebbles. You can see why it was pretty invincible. So I would like to know how the Romans did it. They must have just outnumbered them. Well, let's carry that to the top of this one. Because lo and behold, once you go through one, you've got the rest to do. Right, let's get into the main arena of the fort and walk along the ramparts. It is windy, so I'm hoping it comes out. Welcome to this week's Wikipedia session. Did you know that when they excavated parts of this site, they discovered an ammunition hoard? Hang on, got a runner. Here we go. Hello. And it was 20,000 polished stone pebbles, which they'd taken from Chester Beach. I've kind of decided I'd listen back, and you couldn't hear any of that really. So this week's Wikipedia session. When they excavated this site, they came across an ammunition hoard of 20,000 perfectly rounded, polished pebbles, and they'd use them in slingshots to shiny bonds. They'd use them in slingshots to cave in the side of someone's Swede when they tried to attack. 20,000 perfectly formed and polished pebbles. That's insane. But they all came from Chester Beach, which is miles away. So if they only found 20,000, I wonder how many other hoards there were. There must have been close to, I don't know, at least 500,000 stones dotted around this site. As I said, it's 50 football pitches. It's just immense. I mean, it really is. You cannot, if you've not been here, you can't grasp how big it is. I mean, I'm just sat on one little edge at the moment. There's all the way over there to go. And it is, yeah. Flipping massive it is, flipping massive. And I've got to get all the way over there, boy. Oh. Yeah. And over there are where the Romans left something. After they invaded and took the place over, they left their stamp on it. Let's go and have a look at what they did. Them the rowdy, rascally Romans. Again, this is one of these kind of walks where I wish I had a drone. So I'll put up a screenshot just so you can see how massive it is. And if you think this whole entire area would have had its own infrastructure, you know, there'd have been a poor section, working class section, and then, you know, at the top brass, the chieftains, the warriors, the commanders, soldiers. They'd have all had their little social areas, a bit like today's world, but in here. So I'm thinking, so over that ridge there, there's the remains of what the Romans did. God, look at the size of that. Honestly, let me just zoom in on this. You see the people on top. So there's the people. Look at the depth of that rampart. That one I walked up, absolutely nothing. There is not a chance on God's green earth. A very fast motorbike. Sounds like a Suzuki. There is no way on God's green earth you're ever getting up that and having a ruckus with someone. You're like, you know, you get to the top of it and you say, just give me half an hour to rest, mate. And then, nah, you're dead. Done. Whee! Long after the Iron Age tribes lived here, the Romans rocked up and had a bit of a tear up with the locals up here and overtook the place. 4000 AD, they built, sorry guys, I'm just having a little chat about your new house. Alright. They built a Anglo, was it, would it be Anglo? Roman? Anglo-Romano? Is it Romano? Brain's gone. Anyway, they built a Roman pagan temple right here on the side of the Iron Age castle. Now they know it was Romano-pagan, that's the one. Trust me, that is the one, I can speak Latin. Miserere mehi. Peccatoris. This, when they dug it up and did a bit of archaeological digging, they found a three-headed bull god deity. So that's how they know it was Romano Paganus. That bit's probably not Latin, it just sounds it. So, yeah. Oh, there's more there. So there'd been like a little entrance point to it. Let's go and look at the entrance point. Tell you what though, I can see why they built it on this side. There's no wind here. All the wind comes from that direction. They weren't stupid, them Romans. So there we go. This would be the entrance to the temple. hold any more information up here. I think that's about all I've got. So, hill fort, massive, 20,000 stones all the way over there. Roman, pagan temple, Maiden Hill Castle. Come and have a look at this place. Come on up here. Come and find it. Come and have a walk. You'll absolutely love it. And I bet it's spectacular on a summer's day. But it's still not rained yet. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Right. So, all that's behind me now. All I've got left is, I think it's 2 kilometres to where I need to get to. Then it's 5 kilometres along Dead City. Now that's the one I really do want to see. Come on then, let's go see the Dead City. So here we are right at the top. Well, that's the top. This is the beginning, or the entranceway, one of the entranceways to the Dead City. Or City of the, I think it's City of the Dead. We'll go with City of the Dead. Yeah. So, let's walk up the top of this and then hit the ridge. And then I'll explain to you just exactly what the City of the Dead is. The City of the Dead is 17 miles of burial chambers. Now they're all set in a line. Again, if I had a drone you could see, so I'll try and find some footage or some pictures and put it next to it so you can see it. But it's 17 miles of burial chambers all the way along. Now, when they first put them there was never any grass on top of them. So it was just pure white rock. And they were like beacons under the moon. So they'd all light up. Well, their version of light up anyway, but you could see the whole entire spinal ridgeway spanning from the beginning to the end of this 17-mile Dead City. And it's this section, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, right behind me. See them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now along this 17 miles, there were over 400 of these. Some have been excavated, some haven't, some have been left alone. So inside each one of them, a bit like earlier on, are families, warriors, chieftains, etc., etc., etc. So, oh wow, I can see how far I've got to go because over there, I'm hoping you can see it on this, is Hardy's Monument, and that's where I'm parked. About 2k past that, so I'm halfway through the day. Got about 10k to do. Legs are feeling great, I feel fantastic. So I'm going to try and, I think it's 13 of them along the 5k stretch I'm going on. Those ones there, they're not actually on the spinal ridgeway, because the spinal ridgeway is ahead of me. So they're just probably commoners, or the ones who just didn't quite meet the mustard to get on the ridge. Because I mean, I bet like sandbanks of the day or of today, all the rich and wealthy and famous, they all want to live in sandbanks. They all want to be seen in sandbanks. Well, 4,000 years ago, This was their version of it. When you're dead, they want to be seen to be noble in their death. So they were on this spinal ridgeway of 17 miles. And the closer you get to over there, the castle where it just comes from, the more noble you were. Like the Clarendon one. So these are all chieftains and warriors and commanders that we're about to go and hit. So there are about 12 along this route, along this, I think it's 5k I'm doing before we get back up to Hardy's Way. So yeah, there's about 13 of them to see now. Almost up the ridgeway. Some call it the South Dorset Ridgeway. Others call it the Spinal Ridgeway. And then those who know about the place, know exactly what it is, call it the City of the Dead. So it goes all the way that way for another, what is it? Oh, I think about 15, no. Let me do my maths. I'm going 5 that way. So there's 9, 12. 12 miles that way, and then 5 miles this way. And this is where the 400 burial chambers are, Neolithical burial chambers. Barrows, bowls, tumuli, all with different hierarchies of dead. So, yeah. Now, I've missed one out, which is a shame, but it is on private farmland, and you have to go all the way down there to see it, and that was a chieftain's one. But when I went to try and get in there, Mr. Farmer stopped his vehicle and was watching me. So as soon as I started walking away from it, he started his vehicle off and moved again. So yeah, he was definitely going to come after me if I went into his field. Never mind. He's only doing his job, isn't he? So, it would appear there's been another fuck up. When I took that little stumble earlier, when I hit the deck, the transmitter from my microphone shot out the side of the phone. So it's somewhere over there, and I've had a look. No, lost that. Bugger. Those. I really
A few moments later.
So anyone else having a 20-minute siesta in a 4,000-year-old burial barrow? Oh. No, just me. Quick 20-minute snooze because I needed that. I better get moving. Right. Can't let sleeping dogs lie. Right. That, my dear friends, is an open burial chamber. Wow. So this one's definitely been excavated. Awesome. Almost 20k, 19.6k to be precise. So we've seen stone circles, Hardy's monument, Kiss Me Hardy, Neolithical burial chambers, Dead City. I'm absolutely wrecked. My ankle's sore from rolling on it. I can feel a massive blister. I think my boots have seen their final days. So I might need to invest in new boots, as well as a new microphone transmitter. But I may have already done a bit of online shopping on hike. Yeah. That was pretty brutal to be going, to be quite fair, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to fuel up with some protein shake. And, oh, who put these here? I may as well. Oh, it only goes and says it's got strawberry filling. Oh, I used to drink. I used to party. I used to do all the bad things in life. Now I hike. Now I hike. I hike for donuts. Now I hike for donuts. And I don't care if you're watching me. You can't judge me. Only God can judge me. And He's allowing me this. Oh, shut the front door. Oh, wow. So, if you've enjoyed it, thank you very much. I'll probably do another one next week. There was no peak bagging today. There was nothing about that, so I've not chalked anything off. It was just getting out there and seeing all these wonderful things around Dorset that I wanted to see. And I'm really glad I did it. Really, really glad. Yeah, so I'll put the route on the end. If you want to go and do it, do it. Thank you for watching. This has been Walking with Dog. I am Dog. This is the next ridge. Ciao for now, and I shall see you on the next ridge. Adios! Bambinos!